And my light is on, right?
No.
Oh, okay. Welcome to Innervision FM. There, our guys, we had a day off yesterday. It's almost I'm working the train. Someone in the program IRA, which is a program where sighted people help blind people, and they gave me some free time to train a new person. Is like, oh man, uh, I think I'm good with training like musicians because I know that topic and stuff like that, but training someone else to understand what a blind person needs to know on the screen is kind of interesting. But it's good that this is not a foreigner because then you have the language and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, welcome to Innervision. My name is Johnny J. Allen C. and Hey Joe are usually here. But they probably have something to do at this time. And sometimes Alan is way up in the mountains and he has things to do. And sometimes, hey, Joe, there's like a tropical storm going on in the Philippines. So it's just us today, and unless the other guys drop in. Uh, but we have some fascinating topics to talk about. And I'm kind of remember if I put this stuff in there. So, well, I got all the stuff here. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. Now I got now I got my show notes up here. So we want to cover this day in history first. All right. So, well, and we're going to go back to August the 9th since we weren't here on Friday. We weren't here Saturday. So I want to cover some things that I thought was interesting about this day in history in those days. Arts and entertainment, 1986. Spike Lee movie, She's Gotta Have It, came out that during that time. Um, and I think that was his first feature, which I think I saw that movie, but if you've seen it, leave your opinions about that movie below. 1988, gangster rap hits the mainstream. Now, if you remember before 1988, it was Sugar Hill Delight, it was Run DMC, and then it was, oh, I think Two Live Crew was around that time as well. Now, don't hold me to that, but I think that was around that time, and it was more like mentally elevating music. And then when the gangster rap came in, the level just went down to into the dirt, in my opinion. Now, you might have said, and I know it was the youth just expressing their what do I get, not understanding the way things are, and maybe there were some things that were going on in Compton that weren't right in other, urban communities. But they got the word out, and then when it got commercialized, that's when, oh man, that's when the record companies didn't care about how destructive the music was to the community. It was just, this is how we make a buck. And in the movie, uh, you know, they say, the guy who played Eazy-E and Dr. Ray says, black kids are not buying this music because we're already living it. It's the white kids that are buying the music. And so when they went to concerts, they saw all these white kids out there and say, hey man, we're in Compton, we're selling this music to the black kids out of our trunks in the hood. But when we go out to the concerts, we're seeing see these white kids and stuff like that. So those are the ones that were really like buying the music because they had the the income to do so. So anyway, okay, 1850 was it 1854? Henry David Thoreau Walton, what a name, is published. Wow, that's a long name.
Excuse me, Johnny.
Hmm?
Inside envelope, it's for everyone. It's not personal
Right. Is sorry about this. We are doing a mailing, and so I made all the letters general. I didn't put anybody's name on the envelope.
Mhm.
So everybody gets the same letter when we were asking
Okay, okay.
for funding for this show. And by the way, if you want to fund our show, it's two ways you can do it. You can go to Walmart Roundup and go to Spark Good, look for the nonprofit Innervision, and when you check it out, you can round up and support not Innervision like that, or you can go directly to our website, innervisionrecords.org, innervisionrecords.org. All right, let's continue on more of this day in history. Uh, Newspaper crime. What was in there? 1969. Oh, Charles Manson sent out his weirdos, and they ended up killing these actresses and famous people. And this is another thing, right? Okay, sometimes Charles Manson wanted to become a songwriter, and so he hung out with the Beach Boys, um, and he was trying to get them to do his song. And he was a little bit. He has very charismatic, charismatic. He had a lot of charisma. And so he was able to control people because he had the long hair and people said, "Oh, you look like America's version of what Jesus looked like." So he had these full of women, and he was sort of like taking care of them, and then he was showing them how to hustle. If you've seen it in the movies, he would have the two girls go out and they would go out and recruit others to come to the things and and uh and it was just a whole weird thing. And then it even said that they practiced sneaking into these people's house and they would touch their feet while they're asleep, right? And he was having them practice doing this. And then he says, okay, go out and do evil. And so he stayed in jail for the rest of his life. Some of his other followers, I think one of the other ladies got out earlier, but I mean, she stayed in for a good 30 years before they let her go. But they never did let Charles Manson go because he was a ringleader. And hey, Jones here. And we're just talking about Helter Skelter himself, Charles Manson. And how they used to practice sneaking into the people's house and touching their feet. And then it was like a game. And then Charles Manson sent him out with the marching orders saying, all right, do your evil. Yeah. What a creepy thing. That's why I live on a high floor because not many people can climb through our windows. Oh, there you are. You're connected to audio. Now I can hear you. I think I can hear you. Oh, okay. Um, if you're muted, let me know. All right, how can you let me know? Uh, Send me a chat if you. How do you? Oh man, gee. All right. So we're passing through the this day in history. Oh man. So we're down to what's the next one? Music and
The
celebrity news. Hmm? That's where we are now. Music and celebrity news. Oh, now this is a little
Lenny
bit.
Kravitz.
Yeah. Okay. He turned 61 in
Yeah.
May 26th of this year. But he was talking about like, and this video just popped up. I'm not sure why it popped up and got in my stratosphere now. But he was saying like it was three things that he doesn't eat, three things that is the staple foods and stuff like that. And he makes it simple because if you got a lot of money, you could buy the elaborate weights and all that kind of stuff and install all that stuff in your house. But he just has it just simple. These these little barbells that he uses and and I guess his staple food is kale because it has vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin K. Um, and then he grows his own food in the Bahamas, stuff like that. And so whenever he's traveling, he tries to go to the farmer's market, and then I guess he carries around this juicer with him, those high-powered juicer, so he can make his own juices and stuff like that. So people say that, he's looking good, and I said, oh, so I said, okay, well, so he's really paying attention to it. And for some reason, I'm getting all these. I got this other thing of, I guess they were rappers or something, and they live a plant-based life, and I'm not sure how that came across my radar, but it, you had that thing on YouTube because they click what's new, right? And I
Well,
said, so so I said, I want to, I see enough political stuff that lasts me a lifetime. So I said, click.
but I thought that moving here to the Philippines was going to be good because I wouldn't have near as much meat and stuff, and my health has declined because of no red meat.
What do you, it's like, because they don't have like cows
Well,
there.
yeah, the beef is almost non-existent and very expensive if you do get it.
Is that because
Lots of pork.
they have to ship it in?
Most of it comes from Australia, probably. I mean, they have
Uh,
some cows here, some cattle farms, but it's just very, very expensive. You can get it shipped in from the USA too, but is it really from the USA?
oh man. Oh,
You just don't know, and there's no way you can really tell.
because I know they have a company here in Colorado, and they say grass-fed beef and all that kind of stuff, and you can get it directly from them because this lady Kim Monson, she has them as a sponsor. Um,
They'll probably go under or move out of the state soon.
yeah, because Paulus he's down on coal and oil energy, and of course they're doing it to themselves. Where the energy, I mean, because we're going to need a lot more energy for this AI stuff, water and energy, and
Yeah.
there's just like these blue states are just shooting themselves in the foot, pretty much.
I mean, I know so many people that left Colorado because of their policies, their
Uh,
politics. They have no clue what they're doing. They're driving industry out of Colorado, just like California. I mean, Colorado was good back in the late 70s and stuff. There wasn't so many Californians living there. California moved in and they tried to make it like California, and they're doing it.
yeah, they said like most of their regulations on the car emissions, they take it directly from California. We're not
Yeah,
California.
not
It's
California, but
like,
it will be soon. Another desolate
yeah,
state.
yeah. And we're gonna wait until a little bit, but let's talk about this now. So President Trump has put down the gauntlet in Washington. And I was hearing people in the talk shows saying they were begging Bowser, we're voting for you. We want you to do good. Please help us with this crime issue. Then they showed a video from 1992 of Joe Biden saying he was instructed that when you're driving at night, you see a red light, you slow down, but you don't stop. You look both ways, you run the red light because somebody may come up to your car and carjack you. 1992.
Yep.
And so, as they're saying, oh, the crime rate is going down, but what does that mean if you have no cash bail? Even if they unlive you, they can they can give you a slip of paper, say, hey, we know that you were charged with unliving somebody, but hey, here's a letter. Come back and see us when your trial date comes up. And the guy looks at that and says, oh, I can go out and unlive some more people.
Yeah.
And
Remember back in the 80s in Denver that there was a big scare going on. Somebody was flashing lights behind you to don't stop because it was gangers.
hmm, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Gee. Well, and so now they're being so kind. And then, of course, with all these gun regulations here in Colorado, they make it difficult for law-abiding citizens to get a gun. And then they say, well, And they say that I think they're just lying. I know they're lying. They're saying, well, this is going to make it hard for the criminals too.
No, it won't.
No.
It won't do anything. Criminals don't follow rules.
Yeah.
Why
I think
will a,
like
why will a law make a criminal work better? It can't. It
so
won't.
now you got to pay $300. You have to take this triple test. Uh, and okay, it's good for everybody. If you're gonna use a gun, you got to have some training for it. I remember a story by Snoop Dogg that they just handed him the gun and says, "You'll know what to do when the time comes." That's it. No training on the gun range. No, you'll know what to do. And no wonder when they're popping off stuff, they get people. Like just recently, shot this one guy in the leg. Then this one swished by this lady's neck, almost got it. And then I think he got the other person, but he got him in the shoulder or something like that.
Yeah.
No practice whatsoever. And sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes that's not a good thing, but with these democratic rules that are just going to say, I wanted to maybe we could do this tomorrow. I want to rig it so I want to get some phone numbers in Washington and start making some phone calls. But I wanted so you can hear it and I could hear it and just call like 7-Elevens or businesses or just call random numbers in Washington and ask them, how safe do you feel?
Yeah.
Right? And if
Well,
you
you mean with Trump putting the National Guard on federal control, the DC police, everything, it's going to become safe again. I mean,
oh yeah.
I was there in when was it? 78, no, 77, 78,
Hmm.
just going through, and we stopped Smithsonian. There wasn't crime like that. And we stayed in a bad part of town too, at a hotel.
And what I'm understanding is like, okay, I guess because we wanted to go to Washington, but something just said, not yet. So something was just saying, no, not yet. But I guess what's going on is, okay, trash, well, just like in Denver, trash everywhere like that. And then they got these people that are self-medicating themselves. And then some people that should be in insane asylums, but since there are no insane asylums, and then we had this nonprofit worker. They had him on TV. I forgot if it was on MEC or ABC or one of those other channels, but he was saying,
Hmm.
what was his catch? It was like, oh, how Trump doesn't care. I know he's worried about if they fix the problem, he's going to lose his job at this nonprofit. And if they move him out and move him into another area, he's going to have to leave his comfortable home and move with them. So I can see the two for if you actually fix the problem, some people are going to lose their job because why do we need you anymore? Because we fixed the problem. So sometimes when I see people like that, I have to think about what is their motivation that they are pushing back on fixing the problem.
Yeah.
And then of course he was saying like, well, he doesn't care. Well, of course he he has his security team. And I don't know if I told you, I went to the first Friday and the Mayor Johnson, he had his security team, right? I didn't have my security team, you know. Many people out there didn't have their security team. We just have to fend for ourselves, right?
I got coffee, but I'm right back.
Okay. So all these people are telling us that we have to fend for ourselves, and they're going to make it definitely hard. And now they got this new device that it throws pepper at you and is legal because it's not lethal. And you can order this, and they advertise it a lot on the conservative stations. And so especially, ladies, you got this guy, he's coming at you, he's bigger. This will stop him in his tracks and then give you a chance to get away from him without using lethal for it. And we had this guy, he's 83 years old, named Matt. He was talking about this guy, he was walking home, it's like 12, like around 12 o'clock, and this young guy comes up to him and says, I can kick your butt. And he's not doing nothing to this kid. And he was saying, like, well, should I, if I had a weapon? Should I have plugged him? And people say, no, 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 no. All these liberals say, no, no, don't plug him. But it said, but the guy hits me, then what am I going to do? I'm 83 years old. This guy is like 26 or something. You know, he's probably going to get the best of me. And then
Yeah.
I told him about this it's legally, it's like uh, it looks like a handgun, but it will shoot, it will blow this pepper, and it will incapacitate the person. And so so but they was definitely pushing back on this guy. So oh, and then I guess uh who was in charge of the DOJ? Forgot her name, the female. Um, I guess she had a sit down meeting with Bowser to let her know that this is what's going to happen. We gave you a chance to do it, but you didn't choose to do it. And I think the thing with Nancy Pelosi came up again, where she said, where she lied and said that Trump didn't ask for National Guards, and then the Washington police stood up for Trump and said, "Hey, we need this,"
Yep.
right? And so you got the Democrats and the liberals talking crazy, and then you have, you know, some law and order people there too. So man, it's too bad he can't do this for all cities, all blue cities, but one at a time. We'll see what happens. So that's some good news. Good news. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, Whitney Houston, in this day in history, she wrote this song called "I'm Saving All My Love for You." Now, was it for her single boyfriend? No. If you listen to the words of the song, she says, "Even though he has a wife, even though he has children, I'm saving all my love for you." And I'm thinking like, Whitney, what a waste of time. He's not saving all his love for you. So anyway, this song came out, and this was one of her biggest, one of her big hits back in, I think it was 1986 or so. Yes. Yeah, so it's the adultery anthem. And I remember like in the 70s, my brother was going through a divorce, and it was like, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. And he would be
Yeah.
singing that song all the time. It's like, so I guess every generation somebody puts out a song uh like that. So anyway,
There's another one where they were wanting to go their separate ways and they ended up, oh, if you like pina coladas.
oh yeah, Pina Colada. Oh,
Yeah.
and let's
Dance in the rain or
yeah. And then this other song, "Let's Just Kiss and Walk Away." It's something I have to say to you. We've been meeting here so long, and I know there's something I have to say. Uh, let's just kiss and say goodbye. It's weird because as a teenager, I'm hearing these songs over and over and over again, and they're stuck in my head.
yeah.
So, and even some of these songs that I don't like. There was a song called "Alone Again," Angelique. I swear they must have played that song every three songs. And every time they would turn to play it, it was such a depressing song with a depressing key. I would turn off the radio.
The song topic was depressing. He was going to go kill himself.
Wait, which one?
The last thing you're talking about, in a little while from now, not feeling any less low.
Oh
Promise
yeah,
myself to visit a
yes.
nearby
Okay.
tower and climb me to the top and throw myself off. Huh.
So it's Alone Again, Angelique. I thought it was Alone Again, something
Naturally,
naturally. Yeah, is it Alone Again naturally, or is it Alone Again, Angelique?
alone again, naturally,
Okay, because I was thinking maybe
naturally.
I was thinking like Dark Shadows.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, so that's why I kept thinking it was that name and that just naturally. Oh, okay. But yeah, gee. So Angelique was on my mind. Oh, just
What
getting
you
up
were
there.
thinking about?
Yeah. And she told the story about she would come off out of the studio in her street clothes, and teenagers would see her and they would scream and run the other way because they really thought she was that character. But she's wearing her street clothes. But back in the 60s, and this most some of that show was filmed in black and white. If you get a chance, go watch. Don't watch the beginning because it's boring. Start where Barnabas comes in. That's when it starts to get interesting because the lady telling her diary story, a little
Yeah.
boring,
Did you
but
see the Johnny Depp version of that?
oh, I love that version.
That was really good.
I mean, they've tried to do Barnabas with other actors, and Johnny Depp just had it, the humor and everything. He had it down. So if you get a chance to watch that, yeah. Okay. Now, a few weeks ago, we talked about Kelly Clarkson canceling her concert, but we didn't really know why. So we found out that her ex-husband, who was, I think, only 48 years old, came down with cancer, and so he died. So she had to, take off those show dates to take care of, her children that this was their father and stuff like that. So now the mystery is over why she had to cancel the concert and just take care of some personal things. So okay, Sophie Turner, I guess who was married to one of the Jonas brothers. I guess she was at a concert and having a good time, and somebody had to say, well, she doesn't care about her children. And then she stopped and said, okay, maybe you haven't heard of joint custody. And I can't believe that somebody would stick their foot in the mouth and not think like, well, he has the children some of the time, and she has the children some of the time. And when and maybe when she has the children, maybe he's out with the guys having a good old time, chugging down some beers and stuff like that. And would they say that to him? But they do it to the mothers because it's almost like that double standard, like she should have the kids 24/7. So I never heard of her, but I'm sure there's some people out there that has heard of her. I've heard of the Jonas Brothers, but not I didn't get deep into their relationship kind of
Yeah.
thing. So I don't know, so what kind of concert was that? Kids? Oh, Oasis concert. Aren't those guys from England? The Oasis?
Never heard of them.
Yeah, I think from they're like from London and stuff like that.
Hmm.
What one of those green. Okay, superhero of pop culture and politics. Superman joins ICE, the Men of Steel. I don't know if you saw the PSA with the guy. I guess he plays Superman, which I haven't been keeping up with
The
the
new Superman?
yeah. So I guess he was he did that for a while, and he was encouraging people because I mean I guess you get a $50,000 bonus sign-on bonus,
Oh,
and
for
you
ice?
yes.
Really?
Yeah, and you get some other like just perks, of course, the medical, IT, dental, and just some really nice perks. So he was just identifying that and say, "Hey, come on, we're looking for more, and let's get this thing out." I think they get paid 50,000 a year, so they get double for just signing on.
Hmm.
So. And of course, we already talked about Trump laying down the law. And
Well, 50,000 a year isn't that much though.
but in Texas, I think the income is a little bit, well, depends on where you are. Yeah, that isn't a
I
lot.
mean, Houston, Fort Worth is expensive. Dallas is expensive. I don't know about the rest of the states.
Yeah, and oh, I just found out that if you're going to be working on the committee board here in Denver, they pay you $14.83, which adds up to about around $30,000 a year, and that's a full-time position to be on the city council. And I said, I don't know. And it seemed like that's not keeping up with
Why are they
inflation.
getting paid for being on city council?
But they passed it some time ago. Um, and just like
Well,
they
it's like Congress and this all that. They weren't supposed there. That was never a paid play thing until they vote them themselves money.
yeah, and of course it's like they said the ones that are hiring the most is the government, and they're using our tax money to hire all these people. So it's like now now this movie is coming out on Friday. I I was listening to a podcast and I came across Diamond and Silk, and you can send them Diamond and Silk or email just Diamond and Silk at gmail.com. And you remember there was like these 23 women, well, not all women, but people that were arrested and put in jail for protesting in front of these abortion centers.
Oh
And
yeah, that's what that Bevelin
yes,
Williams keeps on. Yeah.
yes. And so they put together a movie, they got the money, and they had, 9 days to film this movie. And it's so funny. So the guy, they picked a real lawyer to play the lawyer part. And she said it wasn't a very good lawyer, but when he looked around and saw the production, that this was going to be a good quality movie, he said, I'm not going to film anymore unless I'm put on as executive producer and all this stuff. And the girl said, she almost dropped some F-bombs. She says, hell no. You're just an actor and not a good one at that. So they tossed him out and they said, well, who else can we get for this part? So they thought about Justin Mitchell, who played Eazy-E in Straight Outta Compton. And so he came, got into the part, and she said that she helped with makeup. She helped, because it's like you have 9 days. So the lady that played her mother, she said she helped her fix her hair. The one who played her, she had to. She's just a baby Christian. This Black China girl just became a Christian, so she's a baby Christian. So and and uh and Miss Williams, she's more of a seasoned Christian and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So she said she really had to, get with her and tell her the emotion and put the oomph in when she's recreating the parts when she's preaching in the streets and stuff like that. Uh, and then Justin Mitchell, who played Easy in Straight Outta Hurt, he said when he did that movie and got great accolades, then Hollywood came and said, "We want you to play a homosexual and give up the booty in this movie." And he
Huh.
said, he said no. And
No.
she said they were offering him so much money that it would have, he said he never saw that kind of money. But he says, hey, I have to look at myself and my children, they have to still go to school. And then kids will say, oh, your daddy, I saw him in this, because kids will watch that. They'll get a hold of that stuff.
As the kids will be seen this movie.
Yeah. Well,
As kids will be seen this.
or at some point in their life, either a teenager, they're gonna see. Because I think the show, I think it's on cable or something like that. So, you know, unless the parents lock down the TV, they're gonna. But anyway, he said no
What?
Good
to
for him.
this. Yeah, he said, I couldn't live with myself, and certainly I'm not gonna put my kids to that kind of stuff. He said, I'm
Yeah.
looking for movies that are gonna uplift people, not bring them down to the dirt. And she was saying the same thing. She says, if this was a movie about with women with the butt cheeks hanging out and doing all that kind of stuff, because the theater said, we don't know if there's an audience for this movie. And there, there definitely is an
Probably a
audience.
bigger audience now than there ever has been.
Yes, yeah. So so it's coming out and so so it's we'll go to the website, watch what is it? Watch pardonme.com. Watchpardonme.com. I don't forget. And then there's links up there. And then if you want to write to them, they have a drop down. You can write. They have little synopsis of it, and you can either set up something where you can have a group together and they can watch the movie, and or it will tell you locations that are showing the movies in your location in a group and stuff like that. So that is coming out. But hey, the biggest release today was your LP.
Yay! We got mail.
Yeah, it's releasing in what is it? iHeart, Spotify. Uh, I mean, it's just released all over. So the song is Never Derailed. The album is called Never Derailed. So it's out there, and I'm gonna go back and look at. I didn't have time to look at the stats today because a lot of stuff was coming at me today.
I'm
But
interested to see how it comes out. Me and my wife were talking about it last night, and we just need to pray more
yeah, and
that
so
that is a success.
yeah, and then Facebook, I boosted it, and then Facebook said something about political. And I said it wasn't.
There's nothing political in that
It's like
except that one song, Badlands, because
yeah,
they're against they go up against the mainstream media all the time. Badlands Media Group.
okay. So
That's
anyway, so but it got out there a long time before they stopped the booze. So
huh,
I just need to go to DistroKid and see the last time I looked it was at 1,000 stream 1,000 people had hooked up with it and stuff like that. So I want to see the final
nice.
count, and it's nice that I've never seen that before. I didn't know exactly what I was looking at. And then I said, oh, they're giving me a count of how many people have viewed it and then how many people signed up to have it drop right in the Spotify
Uh-huh.
when the album drops. So so I'm gonna check that out. So people go there. You can't miss it. Look at the song Never Derailed. Never Derailed by Mike Johnson. And you'll find it on all these different platforms and stream it and leave and I guess I can go into the Spotify and read the little notes there. So leave some of those and then I get a weekly not a weekly a monthly report on Spotify
Huh.
who pays independent artists the less money than any other platform. Now like yeah, well that's another topic.
Spotify does that.
Yeah, it's like they just unless you get 1,000 streams, they won't even begin to pay you. It's like so.
Uh,
So anyway, but you still get some stuff from YouTube, and then that'll go through DistroKid, and then I gotta do a little bit more paperwork, SunTrust. So if it's playing anywhere inside and outside the United States, it'll pick that up. So a lot of paperwork. But tomorrow,
Probably get a lot of plays from here.
ah, yeah.
Everybody
So
at our church was just excited as could be about it. The music team people, at least.
oh yeah. So I'll get on that because like I said, the day was it's kind of like yesterday was really crazy. Like I said, I'm teaching this person Ira, and sometimes, man, it grates on your head because I like working with musicians more than I do just people doing other stuff. But yeah, but it is what it is. Don't forget the roundup at online with Walmart. Just go to Spark Good, put in Innervision, and when you're checking out Roundup, and I think that's that's it. Yeah, that's it. I think we read through everything. So anyway, so we'll be sending out the clips that usually go viral later on tonight. And we're gonna have this I guess a lady, she wrote a book. She used to be in sports. I don't know if you were around when this lady, she used to be this in disabled sports and she wrote, I guess, some short stories, and I want to read it first before I have her on the show and invite you guys, the interviewer, so help her
Cool.
promote her short story books. So so that's coming up, and then we're going to be interviewing. It's a group in I think they're located in London, and they have this really great dance album that they put out, and they won an Emmy Award. And and I want to have them on the show because they said, even though we won this big Emmy, we're not making any money. And I
Yeah.
said, well, how does that happen? I mean, how did you get to win a big Emmy for, and the music is fantastic. And I guess they do shows, and they have people in the group that have disabilities, but they do shows just in England, but they haven't traveled outside of London yet. But they're pretty hot there, and DJs are playing their music and stuff like that. Somebody is taking money somewhere, or maybe they don't know the paperwork to um, get the money, because there's certain paperwork you have to do to get the money. And maybe radio, what is that called? A radio, um I forgot what the name, uh radio something. The one that the problem is they ask for a big chunk of money, but they get your songs out there. So anyway, so we're gonna have these guys on. Uh they said in August they'll be able to do something, and they said they will promote us and stuff like that. But we got it set up where, if any of our artists get a lot of streams, you know, we got the paperwork done. It's like, and like I said, which I probably should have did this a while. No, I guess I don't know if I could. But anyway, so that's that's it for today.
We'll
Thanks
see
for
you
joining.
tomorrow, maybe, huh?
Yeah. If she doesn't drain my brain. God. Oh man. Oh man, it's terrible.